Hey guys, I'm live. How you guys doing? Just thought I'd do some walk rant, and you got to admit, at least I cover what I think of, and I'm transparent with you guys, and I don't leave stones unturned. Neither is this the case in this video. I'm going to discuss a principle of Scientology that Lafayette Ronald Hubbard founded the Church of Scientology. I did it for a year. And I went to the libraries and looked at a lot of the books. And I remember one concept I'd like to talk about now that he brought out. It's called A.R.C, ARC. It's like a fire needs three things to exist. It needs fuel, heat, and oxygen. Well, friendships need three things, A, R, and C. Those are acronyms for affinity, that's A, reality, that's R, and communication, that's C. All three are necessary for a friendship. I don't care. And if you're not doing all three of those, then then you likely will not have a friendship very long if you have one at all already. Affinity means something you like about the other person, something that you find good about the other person. Reality is a common ground, like what you both consider real, or what you both consider truth, or what you both have in common, or things you agree upon, things that make you stable as far as your thought process. But the third one is C, for communication. That means you have to communicate. Otherwise, you're missing one of the three elements. And I want to say that I suck at guy friendships because I've had a couple in my life, and except for one where the guy I think died on drugs. I never saw him again. This wasn't the case with him. But with the case of every other guy friend I've had, they run out of time. They don't have time to communicate, and then I'm left holding the bag, trying to call it a friendship without communication. And not only worse than that, I'm bad for even trying to communicate because they don't have the time. And I feel like an asshole because I'm expecting communication, and they feel righteous because they don't have the time to give me communication. So they gain the moral high ground by doing nothing to serve the friendship, because what they're really doing is serving their agenda of whatever they're really doing that's important to them in life. And it's not being friends with me, otherwise they would give me time to communicate. And that's just, and at the end of the day, I suck at this. I suck at guy friendships. I don't like them really, because the guy always is out conquering the world, and he doesn't have time at some point to communicate with me, which means I'm really not a friend anymore. I'm an acquaintance. But that makes that friend think that I'm being a jerk because I call that. But I'm not a jerk. I'm calling truth. It's the truth. You can't have a friendship without communication, even if you have affinity in reality, even if you like things about the other person, have something in common. If you don't communicate, you don't have a friendship. And I've got two friends right now that are guys that I don't have friendships with because of this. There's just no communication, and I just go on. I just move on. We're acquaintances. I know them. I'm not mad at them. I have affinity in reality. I think things are good about them, and I have something in common with them, whether it be music or something else or whatever. But there's no communication, so I drift. And then when I try to get communication, I'm the asshole. So I stop, apologize, and just go away. And I don't. And then I end up having no friend. And then I end up being the one that's guilty because it's assumed that it's on me because I am calling this. In other words, how dare I expect them to do anything and to be my friend? Because their life is so much more important than being my friend. Or another way of saying it, their life is so much more important than mine that I'm the asshole for expecting them to take time out to communicate. And they get the moral high ground because they're doing the greater good of not being my friend. And then they can put it all on me because I'm the asshole that's expecting communication when they don't have the time, and they automatically are the righteous ones because they don't have the time. And I don't like it. I'm tired of it. I just go on. And females are less likely to do this, it seems. They're really, for several reasons, probably. Females are less domineering, less trying to take over the world, first of all. They like me more than guys do, second of all. and they don't and they're not they also have enough emotional intelligence to realize that I'm not wrong about this A.R.C. thing. A girl will say, yeah, you're right. A guy will say, what are you talking about? You're a fucking jerk. See, so there's lots of reasons why guys don't. I suck at guy friendships. I just do. And at the end of the day, it always boils down to they don't have the time, and I suck because I need the time if I'm going to be their friend. And then I suck because I go on and just call them acquaintances and go on and do other things. And I can't be a friend with someone I'm not communicating with. It doesn't work that way. And girls get this, guys don't. Girls aren't taking over the world, guys are. And girls actually have more affinity for me than guys do. They just do. I'm sorry. Guys always have something in the background that's just a competition, you know. And it's always there. It's okay. You can get around it if you're talking and you can communicate and be friends about it. But when you're no longer friends, it's really there. Guys are just who's bigger, mine or yours. Whether it's their pocketbook or whatever you're comparing, I don't know. Challenge me, test me, compete with me, all that crap. I don't need it. Then again, I'm the asshole for expecting that we have communication so that we can be friends and not do that. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.